Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. First off, just want to thank the channel members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all so much. And thank you anybody who's coming through watching the knife, the EDC content. I appreciate you. If you're intrigued by it, if you like it, if you'd like to see more, and you'd like to help me out, if you'd hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon, it'll let you know when new things happen at the channel, and it will help me out. So today was kind of a weird category. As I've been telling you guys, I've been trying to go through my collection towards the end of the year and group it in what I consider mind digestible chunks for me, so ways that I can put them into some kind of logical or illogical order, right? So what I've done here is I'm talking about my favorite tactical USA made knives. So when you go to Google and you look up tactical, it talks about having some type of military, some type of tool, some type of martial fighting characteristics, right? So what I thought about is knives that I carry on the daily, knives that I like having in my pocket when I'm in parts of town that I might not be familiar with, when I'm at the gas station late at night and I got the last blueberry Slurpie and I know that it's going to be trouble to get back to the car. And the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, although not ideal and not in my top 10, I have this knife in 3 different blade characteristics. I've got it in the drop point, in the Swarncliffe, and also in the Tonto. And this knife is every bit as tactical for my urban tactical need. No, I wouldn't want to go pry a door open with it, but I sure wouldn't mind having it as my last-ditch self-defense knife. So a knife like that, and a light knife like my MagnaCut ProTech Mordax, for my urban EDC tactical needs, a knife like this really more than covers the basis for me. I mean, this knife deploys quickly. It has a fantastic fighting grip. It works both in the reverse grip, has a great thumb rest. It is just a very agile knife. But when we got into the top 10 tactical that I wanted to bring on this list, I was thinking a little bigger, a little bit more able to breach smaller doors, things like that. And we're going to start off with number 10, which is the Benchmade Mini Adamus in crew wear. I don't have the full-size Adamus. I've tried it on, and it was actually a little big for me. This is kind of a full-size Benchmade, in my humble opinion, with my medium to large-size hand. But this knife is a Siebert design. It is called the Adamus, if you listen to him describe it, and it is an absolute hand-hugging. These are not the factory scales. I did upgrade it with the Applied Weapons Technology scales, which have jimping both in the scale that matches the liner. This knife grabs your hand. It is a knife I could open cans with if I needed to. I could use it in a reverse grip if I needed to. I could use it to hard work around a campsite or a homestead, and I could use it as an ultimate defense knife. So coming in at number 10 on this list, we've got the Benchmade Mini Adamus, which brings us to number 9, which kind of bridges that gap of me being an urban EDC tactical guy. When I look at the Spyderco Shaman, this is a beast of a knife. It might not fit a lot of Navy SEALs or tacticians, that's a play on words, idea of a tactical knife, but for me it absolutely does. I.e., when I've got this in my pocket and I'm in places that I'm not familiar with, or I'm going after that last grape sludgy or Slurpie, and I'm worried that the guy and the girl standing by the door giving me the awkward eye might be having something planned, I know that this knife is a long knife. It is a thick bladed knife. This particular one is in CTS XHP. It is an absolute hoss. It's razor sharp, works in every grip, feels great in the hand, and I'm happy to call this my number 9 tactical USA made knife for 2023. So moving on, and this is in the collection up till 2023, so some of these knives were purchased earlier. But this is the Greg Medford Midi Marauder Tonto. And for me, it's a big full-size knife. For big men or people with full-size hands, this is the small version of the Marauder H. But I can't think of a more tactical knife, because the worst case scenario, you could fold this thing up and you could sling it at somebody because it weighs so much, and if it hit you in the head, it would knock you down. But more importantly, you could use this to not only open cans, you could use this Tonto tip to breach doors, breach windows. You could definitely use it to breach bodies if you were in that situation where you had to use your knife for defense. This is, in my opinion, an urban EDC tactical banger. And this is the Medford Midi Marauder. So moving on, we come to another ProTech. This is the ProTech Strider collaboration. This is the SnG in 154 cm. This is one of the knives that really made me understand the ergos and the reason that Strider was such a popular defense knife and a popular tactical knife. And this is the ProTech collaboration with Strider. It fires like an absolute champ. 154 cm steel. It can definitely poke and pierce. It can slash. Has a perfect reverse grip. Just a fantastic knife. And that's the ProTech Strider SnG. I want to say that's coming in at number 7. I think that takes us to number 6. Yeah, number 6. Number 6, guys, is my most tactical Hinderer, and it is my Hinderer flipperless Eclipse. And this guy is designed to be a tactical knife. It was Rick Hinderer's desire when he designed and built this knife. It is simple. It has several standoffs, 2 slabs of weight relief titanium. This one's on bearings, has absolute glass action. This is the flipper delete model, so you do not have the flipper there to get in your way, but you've got this great jimping and this finger ramp. You've got this broader point. This one is in 20 CV. Holds a reverse grip extremely well, whether you want to hold it blade in or blade out. I'm preferably a blade out guy. Take the chances with my fingers. That's not always the smartest thing, but I believe in my locks. But guys, the Eclipse is a banger, and it comes in on my Tactical USA made folders, my number 5 list. And before you guys start hating on me in the comments, I get it. I can do tactical fixed blades too, and we'll do that before the end of the year. But these are folding knives. I know they're not the ideal tactical knife, but out of my collection, these would be the ones I would want in my pocket. This here is the Medford Infraction. I think this knife, personally, for me in my hand, is better than the Midi Marauder or the Slim Midi. This knife has an absolutely devastating reverse grip, regardless of how you flip it. It's got a very thick, pokey point, keen enough to get a splinter, but wide enough to go through a Volkswagen's car door. So I look at this knife as a knife that I love having in my pocket. I love having it on me. I know it's in my urban EDC experience, it's a perfect Javon tactical knife. And that's why it rates so high on this list. And I think we said that was number 5, which brings us to number 4. Guys, number 4 is a banger. It is the Spartan Harsey full-size Harsey folder. Some people call it the SHF for Spartan Harsey folder. This is the Plague Doctor version, which is what attracted me to this knife in the first place. I started out with a 3 1/4 that I really loved. I still have that knife. But but I figured for my USA made tactical, why not go as tactical as you can go? And the Spartan Harsey fighting knife is I think able as any in my collection. This blade is extremely thick and piercing, almost like a little mini dagger or mini sword. You got this nice swedge on the spine. You've got William Harsey's signature there on the blade. You've got the Spartan insignia, USA Magna Cut. This is, again, the Plague Doctor edition, but it operates on washers. It operates like a beast in my hand. It has a 4-inch blade. I would feel 100% comfortable defending my life with a knife like this Spartan Harsey SHF, full size. It's a banger. It moves us to number 3. Guys, number 3 is a light knife compared to the ProTech. This is a hybrid crosshatch new Strider. This is G10, kind of unibody on the front with the flame titanium lock side. It is in a blade steel that I was not familiar with, which is the PD #1. I've heard it's kind of like a couple of other steels I'm very familiar with. But guys, again, going to the Strider, going to the ProTech, starting off with the Evengrow, then going to the Strider, ProTech, and then picking up the full-on Strider, I can tell you this will not be the last Strider in my collection. I absolutely love the knives. I love the fact that it's on washers, that it's still breaking in. It's an absolute beast of a knife. It's a knife I could use to do anything with if the zombie apocalypse came, and I'm just a huge fan. Thank you, Scotch and Things, for opening this door for me. I appreciate you, brother. I love you, brother, and I hope you're having a safe trip. Brings us to number 2. Should be number 1, but number 1's a special knife. This is my aluminum Microtech Ramlock Stitch. Need I say more? This knife is wicked. This knife is tactical. This knife is intimidating. This knife is pokey to the point of super pokey. This knife is wide enough to slam through wooden doors. The ram lock is a very strong locking mechanism. It's a full-size knife. The Microsoft Stitch collaboration between Microsoft and Borka Blades, USA made, aluminum construction, M390 MK, which is the Microtech proprietary steel that they did with Bowler, I think, for the M390 MK. Coming in at number 2. Stone cold winter, guys. When I've got this in my pocket, it adds 14 inches to my body. Anyways, brings us to number 1. I know, it doesn't look like a tactical knife, but believe it or not, at the Blade Show, I think Blade Show West or Blade Show East in 2020, this knife won Tactical Knife of the Year. This is the Zeba S5. This happens to be an upgraded Odin pattern, which has that beautiful laser etching, says Till Valhalla, has all the Norse symbolism, has the Norse writing in the backspacer, has the jeweled backspacer that's all the stacked skulls. But this knife, at its essence, is a tactical folder with a recurved M390 blade designed by Knight Knives, Jason Knight. Has this very pronounced swedge up here, this blood groove in the blade, whatever you want to call it. The trigger fully locks your hand in. The poon makes this knife just an absolute jabber. Reverse grip, it's a dream. Front grip, it's a dream. Would I want to go beat this up against something? Absolutely not. But if I had it in my pocket and my life was threatened, would I feel comfortable knowing it was there? You're damn right. That's what the knife's for, and I'm sure if I called Michael and told him my story, he would do something to help me replace the scuff marks on my on the pretty part of the knife, we'll call it, right? So guys, I hope y'all found this somewhat entertaining, enjoyable, educational. And again, these are kind of my choices, so they might not all be right in terms of what tactical is, but I did look it up. I did look at my collection, and my collection and the way I use knives is a little bit different, right? What might be tactical to me might not be tactical to that guy who's super tactical, right? So guys, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I appreciate you more than you know. All I ask is please look out for that guy or gal to your left. Please look out for that guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.